The exclusion of evidence test was initially established in the landmark case of Regina v. Collins, where the Supreme Court of Canada introduced a new legal framework for excluding evidence under Section 24(2) of the Charter. The initial framework developed consisted of three separate considerations for the court to think about when considering to exclude evidence or not. The first being the fairness of the trial, then followed by the seriousness of the charter breach, and lastly, whether or not the administration of justice will be brought into disrepute by excluding the evidence. This framework was later reaffirmed in the case of Regina v. Stillman. 2 decades later, in the highly popular matter of Regina v. Grant, the Supreme Court would revisit the issue of admitting evidence that would bring the administration of justice into disrepute. The court interpreted the term administration of justice to embrace the maintenance of the rule of law and upholding the charter and the overall justice system, which must maintain integrity and public confidence at all times. The court further stated that Section 24(2) is concerned with how the long-term reputation of the justice system would be affected by the admission of the evidence. The court chose to take an objective approach, settling on an inquiry of whether a reasonable person, informed of all the relevant circumstances as well as the Charter's intended protections, would conclude that the admission of the evidence would bring the administration of justice into disrepute.